Alright guys, the Dazzle gets picked up by Rebels, so securing themselves that ATN doesn't get the Dazzle. I'm sure when you pay very close look to the last game, there was a lot of the smaller gangs where the Grave was saving multiple people from the side of ATN. The Weave, obviously a very nice thing to have when you're being aggressive, when you're pushing, when you're melee versus melee, both teams trying to just right click each other. Then having the Grave is very useful. Grave as well against people, against the lifesteal is always nice. The thing about the Grave is you have a lifestealer who's going to jump you with the Magnus when they infest. They want to get a quick pick off, so unless the Dazzle is the one they jump, then, Slaughter, your safe lane carry, something like a PA perhaps, Sven, whatever, you can use Grave, keep him alive for a little bit longer, maybe even, counter initiate with the Slaughter, who knows, but definitely the Dazzle will give them a little bit of an easier time dealing with this infest jump bomb from the lifestealer. The Timbersaw and Axe got banned out by Rebels. Axe, obviously, because you have a Dazzle. Timbersaw, mainly just because it's a lot of damage, like a lot of pure damage on top of the right-click damage they already have. Could be a little bit problematic. Definitely also an ATN here to pick that up. PA plus OD gets banned out by ATN. PA because it's not that hard to kill a PA, but you just don't really want to deal with evasion. You don't want to build like an early MKB or anything like that with the lifestealer. You rather just want to go for your casual, Armlet, Echo, Desolator, and then late game items, AC, Bloodthorn, whatever you want to have. OD, well, Ashram Piercement super annoying, much in the same way as the Grave can give time for people to survive. The Astral can also save people. Ogre gets picked up. Bloodlust with the lifesteal is crazy early game. Also, well, at any point of the game, actually, the Bloodlust just makes the lifesteal like a machine. You have Bloodlust, you have Empower. This guy's going to hit hard. The next pickup from ATN, well, the Rubik was banned out last game. Maybe that could be a thing they could pick up with Yoga Magi. Wouldn't be too bad. I mean, decent steals, amplify damage, crush, grave, weave, Pudge, Hook, Dismember. That's a lot of decent steals this game. So I could definitely see the Rubik pay off. They may go for their offlaner here as well. Something like a Tidehunter is okay against Slaughter. Good teamfight hero, obviously. Mech Carrier. Darkseer is still a possibility. The only downside is it may open up for the Oracle, but then you have Oracle plus Dazzle and Pudge as like an offlaner, Slaughter, safe lane. I don't even know why I was saying that actually. Pudge, Dazzle obviously support duo, so Darkseer can definitely work out, that's for sure. That can definitely do a lot of work. Also with the Magnus and Lifesteal, two genuine friendlining heroes can definitely use some Iron Shell action. Oracle gets picked up by ATN, so they secure themselves just an overall very strong support hero. False Promise, purging off the amplified damage is always nice. So yeah, nothing too crazy about that. Fate's Edict doesn't have too much value this game, at least not so far. But I imagine the Rebels will like, what do you pick up here? I imagine the Slug is like #1 thing they're thinking about. But since the Slug hasn't been banned out, it feels like ATN is like trying to maybe bait another Slug game from Sedoy. He didn't have that much fun last game, and he, it didn't really feel like the Slug was even in the game. This game, he's going to be like, okay, I want to be the aggressive hero. I want to be in your face. Ursa will be picked up. And I don't think that's even a Sedoy hero. I actually think that's going to be Tamar Wild's hero in the mid lane against the Magnus. Just, melee versus melee matchup. Ursa should be able to win that nicely. And the last hero from Rebels will see the ban. I would imagine Slug still gets banned, just because it's an annoying hero. You don't really want to deal with it. Morphling could also be a ban target, but I feel like Morphling is easier to burst down with lifesteal, like RP, and then just like 2-3 hits, even through the more strength. That should be doing a lot of damage. However, most likely will be one of those two. Slug versus Morphling, kind of just a personal thing. Fate's Edict against the Ethereal Bomb from the Morphling is always pretty nice, but yeah, we'll see. Alright guys, the final pickups will be the Jug versus the Medusa of all things. So, well, in the end, Rebels, they switch it up again. They do send the Ursa to the safe lane. They do not want to have that matchup in the mid lane between the Magnus and the Ursa, as the Dusa will be the mid laner. Well, Dusa versus melee heroes is always nice. You have Exotic Deer picking up the Jug, so it will be offlane Magnus. And overall, this looks like a pretty nice draft from Rebels, actually, as I'm pretty sure ATN was like full on just very certain that Rebels would go for the Ursa in the mid lane, thinking that the Magnus who would be laning in the mid lane. They even sent Nisha onto the Magnus, so you know, just having another hero, another player playing the Magnus, just to be able to dodge that matchup. They pick up the Jug to be able to take the matchup a little bit better. Obviously, Jug versus Ursa, not necessarily enjoyable, but a little bit easier. And now, you know, Rebels, they are switching it up a little bit more. Dusa versus 4 melee heroes, actually. If there's ever a good Dusa game, I guess this is at least very close to being a good Dusa game. But you still need so much farm on the Medusa before it's a useful hero. You have amplified damage, which is nice. Definitely does give you a little bit of a boost. But you need damage, you need space, you need a lot of items before we see this hero being like completely valuable. We do see Rebels just going together very closely in the mid lane. Alright, let's see, Medusa will be gone, will be spun, and will be taken down by Exotic Deer. Nice little pickup. And let's see, Faye dropping very low, will be killed by the Dazzle, but it is a 1-for-1 so far. We do have the Suicide coming out from the push, so obviously nicely skilled there, just making sure they don't get the extra kills. Adoi trying to go in, does have that Earthshock available, but he's dropping low himself. He may actually be taken down. He is using the healing cell, keeping himself alive. We'll get that healing cell popped by Kai'Sa, just taking away the value. We do have J4 just getting some nice right clicks in onto Kai'Sa, and that will be the end of it. They lost the push, but that's just a casual deny, so 1-for-1 trade-off. And let's see, the first blood was the Jug getting the first blood onto the Medusa, so obviously ATN will still win that matchup. The Jug will be back in the mid lane, not really too much being lost for any of these heroes. We do have the bottom lane, Roger on the push. Roger on the Pudge, Dazzle, all of these people having great fun. Sedoi on the Ursa, aggressive trialing, trying to lane up against that lifesteal, making sure he doesn't get too much free farm. And top lane, Slaughter versus Magnus. I guess that's an even matchup, very even matchup for sure. Maybe even the Slaughter favored one, as I feel like Slaughter in this matchup, once you get level 6, like amplified damage is such a great fighting tool. So I'm not sure how much I believe in the Magnus winning this, but we'll see. We'll see, could definitely be happening. Bottom lane, this is definitely the lane that Rebels is just shouting out, okay, we have to win this, and hopefully they will. We'll see if they can keep it up, if they can keep up the heat. Alright, mid lane we do have Tamar Wild on the Dusa, sitting at level 2, almost level 3, still a little bit ahead in terms of experience compared to the Jug. And I guess in this matchup the Medusa should have like be the clear favorite. He is having better last hit, sitting 8-6. The Jug not really having too much fun, and he will be either forced to use a lot of mana just to be able to not take that Mystic Snake damage. But right now it's pretty damn painful. We saw that hit with 3 hits on the creeps and then instantly go on to Exotic Deer. So Exotic Deer is taking a lot of damage. Not really having too much fun with that. We can see that Taylor Wall is kind of playing around with that snake a little bit, making sure that Exotic Deer feels the pain. They're in the bottom lane. Roger again does have the hook available. May try and go for one. Sedoi goes in, gets a couple of hits off with that Earthshock, just trying to zone out the enemies. There's a lot of people with some stacks of that Fury Swipe. We do have the Orb of Venom online on Ursa as well. He kind of needs the boots though to be able to run them down properly. We'll see. Roger moving himself a little bit back. Yoga Magi is trying to follow him, but this is just pretty much ward on ward action, sentry ward on sentry ward action, as well as Rebels have blocked the small camp, and there's a lot of vision from both teams around this area. None of them really knowing where the enemy's ward is, but I guess that's just how it is. Alright, we go to Dazzle, maybe being a little bit too eager. As he goes in, he takes a lot of damage. The Yoga Matcha will be able to bring him very low. Verify comes out. Oh, the Hadouken. He gets taken down by the neutral creep, so at least he will not be feeding any gold away. Roger is also being run down by the Yoga Matcha. Now Sadoi is going to be fighting up against Faye. Right now, Sadoi is doing the most damage, just skilling up that overpower, using it once, and then Faye feels that Ursa is still in the early game at least a little bit stronger. Kaiser. This is definitely going to be a dead Ogre match. We do have the Ogre trying to run himself away. We should have just, you know, the boots is up on Sadoi, but it's not enough. The advantage is just not enough, especially with the Ogre match of picking up his own boots at the secret shop so he can run himself away. Alright, let's see. 2-1 so far. Rebels having an okay time, having a good time actually. Bottom lane, obviously the Ursa is sitting on 16 lasses, not as many as the lifesteal. The lifesteal's getting decent farm, but I imagine once the Ursa's, you know, getting to level 4, maybe even level 5, has the face boots online, it will be a lot harder for Faye to stay in this lane. Once the overpower is not active, you know, Faye can trade a couple of hits, but with the overpower, the second he pops that, you know, 3 free hits, it's just too much damage, and lifesteal will not be able to survive against that too well. Tamer Wild in the mid lane still being only a little bit ahead of the Jug. Actually, last hitting is pretty equal right now. There's more denies on Tamer Wild, but that's pretty much the only thing. Exotic is taking a lot of damage as well. We'll have to sit through that bottle a lot. We do have the Ogre matchup making a wrap around, trying to get some kind of jump onto the Medusa, but I'm just not sure if this is going to be enough. I mean, they need definitely the spin, maybe even like plus the Omnislash to be able to kill Tamer Wild. They will try. They will go in. They will pop that spin. The Mana Shield level 2 will soak a lot of that damage. We even just have a TP out coming out from Tamer Wild, not bothering, trying to just walk and be blocked and whatnot. He will just go for the instant TP back to the tower and go back to farming. Exotic Dia, sorry, takes another snake to the face. Not too much farm. Kaiser, Faye in the back lines of that tier 1 tower. The tier 1 tower is going to be taking a full creep way to the face. Sadoi maybe even thinking about just making sure Faye cannot go past him, but he will go past him. He will only miss a couple of last hits, as that one should be easy to get. Come on, Faye. Yeah, let's go. And let's see that offlane as Slashro versus Nisha in this one-on-one. They are very, very even. 27 versus 28. 3 denies, 6 denies. Not too much separating these two people. We do have the Tranquil Boots, Raindrops, whatnot being picked up by Slashro. So not really going for a stronger laning build with Treads perhaps. Just going for the standard build. We should see Nisha maybe pick up his Arcanes. He does have a bottle as well, so he's going back and forth between that top rune, trying to make sure that it is not taken by the enemy. He may be found here. No, we do have Raja with that smoke. The smoke will break if they go a little bit closer to each other. And let's see. Magnus, next one to be gone on. He does have his skill available. Oh, haste rune. Okay, well, never mind, you know. And now he's just going to be poking Roger a little bit with Tamer Wild in the area. Nisha is bottling up, getting a lot of mana. He will go in. He wants to get that kill onto Roger. I'm not too sure if this is too much, though, but the spin comes in from Exotic Dia, and that should be enough to get that kill. The hook came up, but no damage onto Exotic Dia, sadly. Alright, we do have in the meantime in the bottom lane, the Ogre Magic gets taken down by the Dazzle. Just a simple 1-for-1 trade off, both teams losing one support, I guess. Not too much to worry about. The Slaughter starting to make those rotations around. We do have Nisha going back to his lane. Roger will go up to the top lane as this Pudge is feeling like getting a couple of levels for himself. Obviously, him getting level 6 is fairly important this game because he's the main tool to be able to lock down the Jug, other than Tamer while using his ultimate. So they do want that dismember as soon as possible. Bottom lane, we do have a simple TP out coming out. Okay, Omnislash came out. Exotic Dia almost getting the kill. We'll get the kill onto Tamer Wild. Nice stun from the Ogre Magic, keeping Exotic Dia alive at least for a little while longer. We do have Exotic Dia walking himself away, having that movement speed advantage. The Slaughter's sprint ran out, so there's no follow-up, no turnaround, no extra kill on the side of Rebels. They will just lose their Medusa, and that's definitely what you want. You commit your Omnislash when you're Exotic Dia, you definitely want to have a kill. And yeah, 3 for 3 so far. Very, very even. I guess that kind of doesn't really favor any of the teams. I mean, I feel like both teams have a decent chance in the mid game. I don't think like there's any team that's definitely ahead. It's only like the ultra late game where the DOTA team will definitely be the ones who looks a little bit more solid. But at the same time, you have an Ursa late game, so I'm not sure, you know, at some point the Ursa will definitely fall off when the Jug gets a Manta style, then suddenly you have Manta illusions to worry about, the lifesteal. I guess that's always a matchup where you can do something against the lifesteal, but he will get an Abyssal Blade at some point. Very, very mobile, very hard to just burst down instantly, I suppose. So yeah, I don't know. I guess that's still a matchup that in the late game, I think lifesteal versus Ursa is still going to be fairly even. So yeah, maybe this is just overall a nice draft from Rebels moving further into the game. We do have the Roshan being the next thing they go on, and with amplified damage on that slaughter, this should be fairly easy to do. We do have a simple Morbid Mask on the Ursa. We'll try and finish up. We do have Nietzsche coming in, doing a little bit of damage to them. He knows that something is going on in that pit. He will spot out Slasher. Slasher is trying to just zone him out. Sedoi needs to get a couple more hits in onto that Roshan, just making sure that he's having enough to actually just regen up. It is falling down very, very nicely. We do have his ultimate available and the overpower, so this will drop down, and ATN, they will back themselves up. They know this is probably too late to contest, so they will just give it up, and Sedoi will pick it up. The experience goes to his team. No one from the enemy team picking up anything, and yeah, nicely done by Rebels, just securing themselves as early a Roshan as possible. Alright, Slasher goes in, Skew comes out from Nisha, just making sure he doesn't get hit by the crush or any potential follow-up. You never know if there's a support hero hanging out in the back of the Slaughter trying to get a kill on him or anything like that. As the Slaughter, he's moving about, he will sprint himself into the mid lane trying to get a catch onto Exotic Deer, but he needs to be careful. There is an Omni Slash available, sorry, so no need to be too greedy. Let's see to the top lane. We do have Roger moving up, maybe thinking about defending this. The Slaughter is coming in as well now, as they are definitely ready to take some kind of fight. We do have Eli being the first one they run into. Amplified damage comes out. Slaughter is trying to just run him down, giving a little bit of space for that hook, but they do have the rod, they do have the crush coming out as well. They will go for the hook on Roger, and they will get the kill. So that's one pick off to the side of Rebels. Sedoi is just farming in the bottom lane. With that Aegis, he doesn't really feel like, even being alone, that they really want to be able to ganking. Like Faye, he's trying to finish his armlet, being a little bit delayed with it as to a normal timing. He's a little bit behind of the Ursa in terms of farm. And in order to kill this Ursa, you would have to like rotate 3-4 heroes, and you have to go through Aegis, so it's simply just not worth the effort. You have to like commit big ultimates, you have to use a lot of heroes, and you know it's a high risk, low reward kind of play if they were to contest him. So Sedoi, he knows this is very unlikely to be happening, and if it happens, he will just have TP rotations come in from his team, so no worries there. Pudge smoked up, ready to go for another hook onto Elia. May be able to hit it, we'll see. Roger, is he feeling like a hooker today? Alright. Faye playing a little bit around with Roger. They do still have that hook available with the dismember as well. We'll go for the hook, not really landing out. We do have Slasher trying to go in, trying to get the catch, but without the hook, they are not going to be able to get the kill onto Faye. So a little bit unfortunate. Roger tried and Roger failed. Alright guys, let's see. Top lane we do have Nisha cutting himself through the trees. He does have that blink available. They want to be able to get a big pick off with it. Obviously the slaughter is decent enough just to be able to slow down that blink timing on him. In the meantime, in the mid lane we do have the rebels and warriors trying to just push in, trying to do some damage onto the tower. We do have the bottom lane. Sadai sitting ready with his blink and a TP, just waiting to see where he wants to go to be able to help his teammates. We do have the amplified damage being used on Faye. Faye will keep himself to the bottom lane, and it looks like this attempt will pretty much just be nothing from both teams. No one will really catch anything. And yeah, just, you know, back to farming. Bottom lane, Faye gets jumped on by Sadai. We'll just go into a little creep and use the creep to walk away, as Sadai will not be allowed to bring him down. Faye will just back himself up, but obviously, you know, 5 hits, you start taking a lot of damage from the right clicks of the Ursa, so it's better safe than sorry. Armored will now be finished up by the lifesteal, so you can get ready to make rotations, get some kind of infest bomb initiations off with the Magnus, with that Empower being maxed out as well, so they're definitely ready to go, and we should see a big team fight brewing up from both teams. The only thing that is kind of missing from the side of ATN is obviously that level 6 on the Oracle. Pretty painful not having that, but apart, you know, it's a small thing. They can still fight without it. I guess level 11 on the Jug would also be pretty handy to have, but it's all good. We do have the Aegis now running out. We do have the lifesteal being hooked up, being dismembered up, being controlled very nicely. He does not have the infest available. He will be RP'd up from the share on Magnus. 4-man RP, very big one. Exotic Deer goes to the spin, does a lot of damage with it. Will get the first kill onto the Dazzle, but with the Grey, Roger will stay alive. Will get the hook, will get the counter kill onto the Jug. So far, 1-for-1 RP is already down. We do have the Medusa now falling down with his Stone Gaze ending. Roger trying to hide himself in the little corner will fall. Sadai will fall as well on the Ursa, as the lifesteal is just taking one by one everyone down. Triple kill to Faye, as that actually looked pretty well for the side of Rebels, but the thing is, you used your RP on the Magnus. They used the spin. The Jug didn't have enough mana for the Omni. Well, he used the Omni as well. You know, everything was used, but I guess this is coming back to the point I talked about earlier. The Medusa, sure, you go in with the Stone Gaze, amazing control spell, but you just don't really have the damage. Like, sure, you have a Yasha right now, Aquila, he's not having bad farm, but with his farm, he's just not at the point where the lifesteal takes that much damage. And the Ursa blew most of his spells trying to kill the first person, the Jug, so that was just not really much left to be able to kill the lifesteal. Now he will go into the bottom and try and get a jump on him. Just falls into his Infest, I imagine. And there we go. Infest forced out. I guess it's actually pretty nice from Sadai, just continuously forcing out that Infest. They know it's a 70-second cooldown, so you can't just, you know, keep on doing it and getting ganks on the map. In the meantime, in the top lane, we do have the Magnus dropping down to the side of Rebels, as the Ursa just gave a little bit of space in the bottom lane, and top lane they found a pick off in the meantime, so everything paying off the way that the Ursa figured the Ursa wanted to, I imagine. He is going for Diffusal Blade as the next item by the looks of things, as it's a good control thing. Obviously not that useful against the Rage from the lifesteal, but overall a pretty nice item to have. You can diffusal off the amplified damage from what am I saying? You can diffusal off like the slows, the Ogre Matcha slows, the fortunes, and you know, all of these annoying things, and just slow them up more than anything. Alright, let's see what else. Slaughter has his blink now completed, so he can be an initiator himself. We do have the Dragonlance, the next item from Tamar Wild. Should be up very, very soon with that Yasha. Just, you know, going for efficient stats and a lot of farming tools with that Yasha first. The Dazzle sitting on a cane is nothing too big. Blink, one blade of the attack. Could also be assigned in Yasha, I guess, on the Ursa, but it's just very normal to see diffusal blades being picked up. And let's see, we do have the Magnus. Maybe a little bit in trouble here, Slasho. Ooh, nice blink reaction from Nisha. Getting himself stuck because of it, but I guess that's fine, you know, you survive, so who cares? Alright, now in the mid lane we do have the RP being used onto Medusa, dragging him back towards the tower. Omnislash gets used as well. Easy pick off, as Exotic Deer with that Empower will be able to do so much damage onto that Dusa. Very, very big pick off. Committing the RP, committing the Omni, sure big spells, but doesn't really matter as long as you can take the Medusa away from the picture and just go back to farming straight off the top lane. We do have Faye being picked off in the meantime though, so both teams losing a very, very important core hero. However, I guess ATN is okay with that. They get the Dusa, and the Medusa is the one hero who can snowball like incredibly out of control this game. So Lifestealer, Jug, you know, all of these heroes, they farm nicely, they farm decently, but the one hero you do not want to have a lot of farm on is definitely the Medusa. So him dying is always going to be a nice thing for the side of ATN. Even if they do lose the lifesteal, because the Jug is still farming, the Jug is still getting items. He will have his Manta stall up very, very soon, and he can kind of do the damage for the team. But now he gets jumped on. Will be okay. Not hooked up by Roger. That was probably not long enough. I think he's also a little bit what? That was definitely long enough, but just slightly off. Let's see, Faye goes into the mid lane. He almost has his Echo Saber completed. Not really the same kind of item timings as he had last game, but still decently farmed, only a little bit behind of the Ursa. And let's see, top lane, tier 1 tower will be taken down by Sedoy. Just making sure that drops down. He is indeed going for a Diffusal Blade, so not the Tanjin Yashi, not anything fancy, just cost-effective items. Diffusal Blade now completed. Nice damage from that. Obviously RP is down for 12 more seconds, so we could see ATN trying to make some kind of smoke play once that RP is up and available in Fast Bomb. We haven't seen that yet either, so that could definitely also be happening very, very soon. Goes into the pit, amplified damage, Ursa doing the work, and it looks like ATN, they're not really too much aware of this happening. They do have 3 people gathered in the mid lane that will go for the smoke play, but this is going to be too late. The first round is already down, so Doi will pick it up. Will pick up the Aegis now. It's pretty much about, okay, do we want to initiate? Do we want to go in when they have that Aegis complete? Looks like they're still going to be trying to get some kind of pick off, and speaking of pick offs, we do have the Medusa in the mid lane. A very, very big target to go on. They will go for the RP, they will try, but the hook comes out. No one blocking that hook, and Roger will just get that free save. The RP is now on cooldown, so that's 100 seconds where Rebels are feeling very, very confident in going and doing something aggressive themselves. Alright, let's see. Blink initiation from Slashlow, getting the jump onto the Oka match, and not really anything else happening though. He'll just back himself up. Just trying to maybe force some kind of reaction from ATN. Alright, Manta stall completed on Exotic. The Fate does have his Echo Saber completed now as well. Net worth wise, we do have Rebels sitting on 3,000 more gold than the enemy. Diffusal Blade on the Ursa. I imagine the next item will be the Basher from him. Maybe the Akin himself, just so he can always take away the stuns from the enemy, but it's a, you know, a small thing. We do have the Oracle getting picked off here though. Nice jump. Just a little freebie. And top lane, we do have the Medusa again, taking an Ominous Slash, and that skewer to the face will be picked off because of that. So, no Medusa alive and well this time. We do have Fade going for the TP out. We do have the Jug trying to do the same thing. Hook can come out though, but no, Roger just waiting a little bit too long with the hook. Doesn't get the jump onto that Jug, and it's just going to be a 1-for-1 trade-off. Going to the side of ATN, they will get themselves out, and they will try and just delay the timing a little bit more. Nisha, 20 seconds to go before he has his ultimate up and available again. We do have the mid lane. Dazzle being gone as the next one will be taken down. No break came out here. So I tried to maybe go in and help him, but with the Dazzle not getting the grave off, he decides that this is not going to be worth it. Alright, let's see mid lane. We do have Faye getting jumped on, has a lot of damage. That's 5 hits, and not enough to kill him, but Sedoy, he is trying. We do have Faye, can still be hit up. He is not fully HP. Let's see, still 7 stacks from that Ursa. The Ursa can just jump back in for the next overpower and get him killed, but he decides not to do that, as there's already 2 people dead on his side, losing the slot as well as the Pudge. Already 2 very, very nice pickups to the side of ATN, and they haven't lost anyone. You still have that disarm effect available from the Oracle. Obviously only 3 seconds right now, as he's not skilling it up that much, but 3 seconds without being able to hit from the Ursa feels like a lifetime. And let's see, mid lane, tier 1 tower will be gone on Exotic. There goes for that Mantis dodge, trying to dodge that Mystic Snake, and now Sedoy maybe a little bit in danger. RP comes out, that's a big jump. And oh, I'm not sure what's happened. That was like some kind of mid-ass lag. As we do have the Ursa being taken down, we do have the DOTA dropping down as well. Almost ATN losing that Magnus. I'm not sure why everything was standing still for a second. That was almost a little bit unfortunate. But either way, the Ursa will lose the Aegis. He will be alive. He doesn't get killed a second time, but they get the DOTA again. And this is just ATN playing very cleanly. They know they should not commit too much for that secondary kill on the Ursa. They use their spells, they use the RP. They do have the Omni Slash available, but they don't feel like, you know, trying anything too cocky. They will be happy with what they got. A big pick off on the DOTA and a tower. They should be pretty happy with that. We do have Faye almost having his Desolator completed, and he is a very hot target to go on, as we do see Rebels trying to just use that downtime off the RP to get some kind of pick off. Sedoi moving in. They won't be able to find Faye in the top lane though. He's already way back in the base. Kaiser will pop that smoke from Roger, so Roger does know that someone is just sitting on the high ground, you know, looking at him, saying, "What's up, bro?" Jug in the bottom lane with his diffusion blade almost completed. We'll go for the blink afterwards, I imagine. And let's see what else we have online. Blink, Eels on the Magnus. Interesting to go for the Eels, but Eels is actually a pretty amazing item against Ursa, because whenever he pops his ultimate, you can just Eels him up in the air and just give him a little timeout, so he's not doing anything too crazy. And also just, you know, self-Eels, obviously. If you get jumped on, you can Eels yourself, waste time, something like that. I imagine he will go for like Shadow Blade Force Staff afterwards, something like that. Oracle, just boots. Another Eels maybe coming out from the Ogre Magic. Could also be a Force Staff though. Maelstrom now gets picked up by the Lifesteal, which not the Desolator, just the Maelstrom, the Shadow favorite build. We do have Nishik going in, getting that skewer for trying to get a jump onto Sedoi. The Eels is not close enough though, so that is not going to be happening. We do have Exodia trying to chase down Roger. They do see Roger. They should be able to catch up with him. He does have his Glimmer Cape available. Can waste a little bit of time. He will be healed up into the air, and this is just a very, very simple pick off. They don't have that protection right now, but they will find him. They will kill him, and he's not going to be getting that deny anytime soon. We do have Slasher hiding himself in the trees right now in the backlines. Maybe thinking about making some kind of like a rear play, I guess, but they do need the DOTA to come down here if they want to take this fight. So it feels like you know, not happening. Alright, the Medusa in the top lane. Medusa getting skewered, getting RP'd up, and well, not RP'd up, just skewered, healed, whatever you want to call it. Omni Slash from Exotic D, and he does get killed. Once again, DOTA just always getting picked off bottom lane. We do have the TP out from Faye, just making sure he does not get stopped. And yeah, that's the end for now. Life still in the mid lane. Alright guys, let's see mid lane. We do have the defense coming out from the side of Rebels, and they definitely need to do something, because ATN, they have come back in the game. They have turned that 3k lead from the side of Rebels into their own 3000 net worth lead. They have items coming out, flying out. Blink soon up on the Jug if he wants to pick that up. Maybe just going for the straight up Basher could be an option, as well as it doesn't feel like they really need the initiation. The Magnus have been able to make beautiful initiations for them, but he will pick up the Blink. Force Staff by the Magnus. Let's see, they go in with the RP. They get a jump onto the starter. The starter does get glimmered up, giving him a little bit of time. We do have the Magnus getting hooked by Roger. Self-heals will give him some seconds, but it's just not going to be enough. He will be dismembered. He will be picked off in the backlines. We do have Sedoi trying to catch up with Exotic D. He's already hit him a lot, but just not quite enough. We do have him now getting jumped on. False Promise comes out from Case. We do have the diffusion on diffusion action as the Juggernaut is being kept in place. The healing ward is keep giving him a little bit of survivability. He will survive. We do have the hook onto the Oracle. He should be dropping down here. He's trying to go for the TP up, but that's not going to be happening. And that is 3 people dead on the side of ATN, losing the Ogre, the Magnus, the Oracle. Nice RP initiation, but that Glimmer Cave just made it so they couldn't even get the initial pick off on the Slaughter, as you know, the supports in the backlines with all the sentries was just not close enough. And yeah, Faye on the Lifesteal Jug, barely getting out on these 2 heroes. They do survive, but You need to be careful when you go for those kind of fancy jumps. The Maelstrom into Mjolnir will be up very soon from the lifesteal. Obviously a nice pushing kind of item, as the Desolator is more just a right-click item. I guess in a game like this, when you're playing against a hero like Ursa, he doesn't have that much armor, and he has the enrage anyway, so it doesn't really matter if you do more damage. Rather want to just be able to, you know, do damage to others while hitting him or something like that. Obviously, attack speed with the Mjolnir is great when you get a basher as well, just so you can keep bashing him in the face. And yeah, let's see. In the meantime, we do have that Acronym Scepter not completed by the Ursa. We have a 4-staff on the Pudge with that Glimmer Cape on top. Medallion on the Dazzle, sitting on nearly 2,000 gold as well, so a lot of good items could come out from Rebels. Mantis Style not completed on the DOTA, and the Slaughter has Blink Forces, you know, standard build 1 key on top of that. See Lifesteal, Hyperstone now up and running, and they may find Sedoi. That is a very big pick off. He does spot out the Roshan respawning. He will be RP'd up. They do have that Acronym to stop that from being used though, but Sedoi is very much in trouble. Will be forced off onto a cliff. He's not going to be dropping down here, and the Omnisage comes out, gets through 3 kills, as Exotic will get both the Slaughter as well as the Ursa. Very, very horrible fight for the side of Rebels so far. We do have the next one dropping down, as we do have Medusa very, very low. No mana left on him, and he is trying to survive. He is graved up for a little while, but that is only going to be a small little time he ends up surviving. Dazzle gets picked off as well, and just in time for that Roshan respawning, so if you thought one thing was bad, it's just everything going bad for Rebels. They lose the 4 heroes on their side. They don't get any pickoffs. They lose the Roshan with cheese, by the way, as it is the 3rd Roshan of the game. So ATN, I don't know, man. This is going to be hard. Sure, they had to use all of the spells, the RPs on cooldown, but only for 50 seconds. You can still use it when you get to the high ground point. So Rebels, they will have to bring up that poker face. They will have to use everything they have with this DOTA to be able to survive. Sure, they have tier 2 towers still standing, so it will take a while before ATN is completely ready to go for a high ground push, but with that Aegis on the Lifesteal Mjolnir completed, they should be feeling pretty good. The Jug has the cheese up, has the Blink, Diffusal, Mantis Style, all of that good stuff. Could go for something like an AC as well, Basher into Abyssal. That's a lot of different things. Butterfly maybe even, just so it's so you force the Ursa into buying something like an MKB, which you really do not want to buy when you're an Ursa. And let's see. ATN going very deep, trying to wrap around. They do have 5 seconds left on that RP. They want to use it on Sedoi, but they know with that Acronym set that he's not really the easiest one to jump on. However, Tamar Wild is a lot easier. No mana left on him. That Diffusal Blade is just burning the mana like nothing. We do have the RP being used on the Slaughter, bring him back in as he was trying to help his little Dusa friend, but now there's 2 cores dead inside of Rebels as both kills goes to Exotic D, and now it's just back to pushing. Mid lane will be taken down. They still have roughly 4 minutes left on that Aegis as well, so this is maybe close to the end. There's no buyback available on either the Dusa or the Slaughter, so this may just be one-sided frags dropping down instantly, as I don't know what Rebels can do with only having the Ursa left standing. They do give a hook onto Faye. Very, very nice hook there, but it is the Aegis guy, so even committing on him is just not going to give you anything. Fortification comes up, buys a couple of seconds. The tier 3 tower will be taken down now though, and it looks like ATN should take these racks down very, very easily. Faye will be hooked again by Roger. We do have the skill coming out from Misha, just trying to get you know, an easy pick off if possible. Not really happening so far. We do have the rain tracks dropping down as well. Now they'll back themselves up a little bit. We'll go up towards the top lane, as both other lanes that they could go for has tier 2 towers still left standing, so they have to, you know, just go a little bit back, reset the fight, get a tier 2 tower too, and then go back to the high ground. Alright, let's see. Roger. Can he make some kind of godly hooks? We do have obviously still some wombo combo left in Rebels with the Stone Gaze into like a deep hook from the side of the Pudge, but I don't know if that's going to be enough, especially if Faye is always the one tanking them, because if he gets picked off, you know, he still has Aegis, so that doesn't really matter. Oh, Slaughter goes in, tries to get a crush off, but he's now healed up in the MA. Nah, he's not going to be taken down. Nice hook from Roger, keeping him safe. Diffusal Blade got used, so, you know, Diffusal Blade, obviously they have to do that 5 more times, and there's no more charges on the Jug. He has a full Butterfly now completed as well now, so they just felt like sending that with a courier. Okay, Slaughter goes in. Oh, tries to set up for a hook onto that Pudge, but sadly not quite in time. Nice attempt though, nice attempt. That is definitely the kind of plays they have to make to be able to get like a sweet pick off that can delay this push a little bit. Tamar Wild takes a little bit of damage from Faye. Will just try and right click him as much as possible. Okay, now Faye gets hit by the Ursa. Will be fine for the time being. As we do have that infest bomb coming out, we do have Timo Wild now being jumped on, being controlled with that arm piece. Good back. We have the armor slash coming out from the Jug as well, getting a kill onto the Slaughter. We do have the dash dropping down as well now. The Stone Gaze comes out from Sadoy. The kill will come online on the Aegis boy Faye. The life lily comes back alive. Now it's Timo Wild's turn to get hit up, to get killed. As Exotic, the Ace is bashing people like it's no tomorrow. We do have the Ursa in the backlines getting picked off as well. Roger will be the next one. He gets the dismember off, but the cheese has already been eaten by Exotic, just making sure he will not be killed. And the GG well played will be called as Rebels. They admit defeat. Second game going to the side of ATN, as they will win this best of 3 series. They will advance in the lower bracket further, and this is going to be the end of the ride from Rebels. They dropped down to the lower bracket very, very early, but they've been fighting up pretty well. Sadly, this is not going to be going any further, and yeah. That's the end of today, guys. The American games will start up very, very soon. You can check that out as well. But apart from that, I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, I've been MacKingsDota casting this game. You can check me out at my Twitter at MacKingsDota for any kind of feedback or follow or something like that. Make sure you go check out the GG Bet promotion thingy thing as well, as we do have a promotion code in the description. I believe it's Pro Dota. But there's a link under the channel, so just, you know, click that, and you can join in for, I don't know what kind of giveaway we have, but something. So yeah, guys, just check that out, and yeah, we'll see each other one of the other days. So peace out.